So here you are, a fledgling space adventurer dropped off on a foreign planet that's very hostile towards you with no idea exactly what's going on. Maybe you've died a couple times. Maybe you just want to look up a video before you get started just to see what you're in for. Let me just tell you, No Man's Sky just kind of throws you into the thick of it right at the beginning. So you came to the right place to get your little bit of a basic quick start guide to No Man's Sky. Just a little bit of an explanation of what's going on when you start and what you should be doing and then where you should go from there. So let's jump straight on into the video, shall we? Welcome to the channel, by the way. This is Hambone, your host. Be sure to subscribe if you enjoy the content. First things first, you spawn on a hostile planet with low health and full health but low, what would you call it? It's like a radiation meter, okay? We're just going to call it your radiation meter. It's low. You got to get that full or you're going to die. Okay, that's the first thing. That's the first thing you spawn. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, how do I get that full? Well, sodium is how you get that bar up. So you want to find some sodium. But your scanner's broken, so you got to repair your scanner first. So that's what your first objective is going to be. It's collecting ferrite dust, which you get from rocks, to rebuild your scanner so that you can scan for sodium to refill your radiation bar. You confused yet? Yeah. I was too the first time I played. The game just throws you into this. Doesn't explain much of this to you. It's a survival game. You're meant to pick it up as you go. So first things first, caves are your friend, okay? Caves are shelter. If you can find a cave close to where you spawn, you can stay in that cave and your radiation level won't go down. All you have to worry about is your oxygen. That is a good place to start. If you find a cave, that's a fantastic thing. You know, you can go ahead and work on getting your materials, getting your stuff repaired. Soon after you get your scanner repaired and you put out your scan, you find your sodium, you get your sodium full, then you're saying, okay, what's next? You're going to get a little bit of a beacon that's going to take you to your first ship. Then your goal will be fixing your ship. All the while, you have to keep yourself alive with oxygen and various other things. And then you're chasing around this mysterious pilot who continues to say 16, 16, 16 for some reason. And you're chasing him around trying to figure out what's going on. You kind of figure out that that was his ship and that you are now piloting his ship, sort of, so to speak. And that's kind of the gist of the start of the game. Takes you a little while to do it, but I want to give you these other tips. So you spawn near a paradise planet. That's a fantastic place to put a base down. Your first base can be on that paradise planet that's in the system where you spawn. That'd be a fantastic idea. Really good thing to do. You also may die a couple of times while getting started, but if you die, you start with full health and full radiation bar, or if you're on a cold planet, the cold survival, whatever the survival bar is next time you respawn. So that helps you get a little bit more time to find the resources, or like I said, find a cave, because caves once again are shelter and they're your best friend early on. They're really going to make a big difference for you as far as what you can do and keeping you safe. So next thing I want to talk about is there's a trick to moving faster that will get you to where you need to go a lot sooner. And what you can do is you can start running, and then you hit the melee button, and then you hit your jetpack button, whatever you're playing on, whether it's PC or console. You know your keybinds for that. On console, it's right bumper is your melee button. I cannot remember for the life of me what the default button is for melee on PC, but you run, melee, and jetpack, and you go really fast, a lot faster than normal, but do note this does deplete your oxygen a little bit quicker because you're doing jetpacking and all. It kind of runs your oxygen down, so you have to be prepared for that, but it is a very quick way to get around if you need to get from point A to point B really quickly. Just a little bit of a trick there. Also note, if you run out of mining laser beam and you don't have carbon is what you use to power your mining laser. It is in plants, various other little things, but the quickest, easiest way to get it is through plants or condensed carbon crystals on the planet that you spawn on, or any other planet. But you can punch plants to get that back, to get enough carbon to where you can mine the plants. So if you run out completely and you're like, well, I don't know what to do now, you can punch plants. I know it sounds stupid, but you can use your fist, punch them a few times, get some carbon, and then refill your your mining ray. And then what I recommend doing is getting a couple hundred carbon so that you never have to worry about it again, and you just keep rolling and rolling and rolling. So by the time you get to establishing a base on your Paradise planet, I recommend traveling around that Paradise planet and getting oxygen, loaded up on oxygen, sodium, different things like that you're going to need on other planets. Once you leave the space anomaly, which is toward like the end of the tutorial, if you will, once you leave the space anomaly, you're free to do as you wish. You can be a pirate, a smuggler, you can become Han Solo of the space game, you can do whatever you want to do, you can do it in No Man's Sky. Okay, this is my recommended do's and don'ts once you leave the space anomaly. You're a new player, you don't really know what's going on. This is my recommended do's and don'ts. So you're going to want to seek out all the salvage data that you can using your analysis scanner. You want to pick up as much as possible. It's used to purchase upgrades in the space anomaly. Very, very good stuff. And in a pinch can be sold for some decent units. More on that in my money making guide, which I'll link up on the top of the screen. But overall, you're going to want to purchase out or try to dig up as much salvage data as you can. It's very important stuff. Next thing I want to talk about is don't upgrade your base ship too much. You're not going to stay in it very long. You're really just going to spend maybe a couple of hours in it at most. And then you're going to move on to other ships, bigger and better ships. And you can freely buy any other ship at any time. Link to that video will also be up at the top. But you can buy any other ship freely anywhere at any spaceport or at any space station. Just anytime you can buy a ship from the pilot. You just go up to the pilot, say, hey, I want to buy your ship. And he says, okay, this is my price. You say, okay, I like your price. I'll trade you my ship. Or you say, okay, I like your price. I'll keep my ship and buy yours too. And go from there. You've got another ship. That's how it works. It's a super simple process. So don't get too attached to the base ship. You're not going to want to keep it very long. You can get much, much, much better ships, even at your first space station. You want to explore as much as possible before settling down. Kind of explore around, find, because you're looking for certain things that you can find on certain planets. For instance, there are certain rare materials that respawn over and over and over again. You could set a base next to, like the orbs that give you nanites. Cannot for life remember the name of those right now, but they give you nanites. More on that in my nanite farming video. You're going to want to travel around and find different things, find these different places that have these different materials. You don't just want to settle in the first system you come to. Sure, you can, but I recommend exploring as much as possible because that is a huge part of the game. Being able to jump in your ship, fly from the planet to planet, go here, find wildlife, find other people, find other people's bases, different things like that. It's a huge part of the game, being a pirate, whatever. So just explore as much as possible. Don't just settle down on the first place you come to. Try to get around and explore. When you do settle, however, make sure you try to settle in a 3-star economy system. You can find them on the map if you have an economy scanner. It'll just show you which system is 3 stars on the map. Otherwise, you have to go there to see. But overall, you're going to want to make sure you settle in a 3-star economy system. The ships that come into the ports will be better. They'll be more active, be more materials, better materials, more money circulating through the system. It's all around just a better system. Better to settle in a 3-star than a 1-star. If you settle in a 1-star and you're sitting in the spaceport looking to buy ships, you might wait 10 minutes and then the only ship come through be a C-class, and you don't want that to happen. So you want to try and settle in a 3-star economy where something that's got a booming economy, somewhere you can buy and sell and trade, do a lot better in than a 1-star economy. So that's a pretty big deal setting in for your base. Now, my final tip that I want to give you is have fun and do what you enjoy. This is a huge, huge, huge game. You can do a lot of things, huge variety of stuff, but just do what you enjoy. Have fun, whatever you find to be enjoyable. If it's space combat, pirating, whatever it is, just do what you have fun with and enjoy the game. Overall, though, hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed it. Like the video for more content. Got more No Man's Sky videos coming up in the future. Have a great rest of your day.